I think the big thing for us is we have a lot of depth. We got some young guys came in. They're playing like they have something to prove, trying to earn a spot. And that young energy, you feed off of it. I think a lot of guys are kind of feeding off what they're bringing. You know, sometimes you can tell that guys haven't played together for very long, that they haven't played in the league very long, that we've had a few guys get surgeries that you need time to kind of recoup from that and kind of get back up to speed. So when all those things kind of align, I think, when the new guys that have come in get used to the system, we've switched a couple things up this year. So when we all kind of get used to that, we all get on the same page. I think we're going to be a great team. I think we have all the makings to be a great team. They were shooting pucks in our net the night before and from the other end. So we just said we're going to wait out there and shoot them back down or stop them from shooting on our net at the end of the warm-up. So then he was hanging out, so I figured I'd just hang out there with him. And then it was getting halfway through the intermission, and I was like, I really got to go to the bathroom here, and I got to hurry this thing up. Either I'm going to take a shot at getting him off the ice, and so I kind of gave the signal of rock paper scissors. He was like, yeah. So, we went at it. But I was seconds from getting off. So I was just trying to get him off there before I get off. But, some of you win some, you lose some. Pass is one of the best goal scorers in the league, if not the best. So it can do a couple different things. The other teams are going to have to split up their top D pairing. Maybe they put the top D pairing on Paston and we see their top forward line or their top shutdown line. Which opens up opportunity on the back end. Maybe teams focus on him a little bit more, or they focus on our line, opening up different areas for us to expose. With Jake as a left-handed shooter, he can always attack on that offside where pass is kind of in a different position. We have a lot of tendencies that teams will focus on when passes on our line, different plays we like to do that teams will do video on, and now with Jake, they'll be completely different. So a little bit different look. I think the big thing is you're going to have to really get a good warm-up in. When you play outside, temperatures are a little colder. You can seize up maybe a little bit more. You're at a little more risk for injury, but also your mindset. You can't go in, expecting to play a pond hockey game, even though it is kind of like a pond hockey game. You can set yourself up to be injured if you're not really paying attention enough during a play, or, maybe you don't think it's going to be as physical, things like that. Just, you want to make sure you don't put yourself in a position to get hurt. And then there's a lot of travel out there and travel back, things like that. But again, that's not as big of a deal. It's more just, it's going to be a different setup to the game, getting there, the practice the day before. There's no showers at the rink, so getting dressed at the hotel, going to practice, you get a half an hour practice, that's it. You jump on a bus, go back, get undressed, and then shower. Like little things like that are different than your normal schedule, but it's not going to be that big of a change. The game is still played the same way on the ice. You go and you prepare the same way before, and you have to do your job. That's what we do. We have to do our job, so that's what we're going to look to do. There's a lot of things that you can look at and you can be annoyed or frustrated with, but we've had this mindset in our room, and we all talked about it, that we just have to, follow the rules, and whatever happens, happens. We're going to go to the rink every day, prepare to do our job, even with the new protocols in place. Even if the meetings are short or we have to show up later, it doesn't matter. Like, we still have the same job to do when we get to the rink, and we're playing hockey for a living. We have it pretty good, you know what I mean? So with what's going on in the world today and what people are going through, for us to complain about, a game being canceled or going to the rink and having to go home, like, those are very minor things to complain about. So we're happy with whatever situation we're in. We're very fortunate. We know that. So we're going to go and work as hard as we can and try to play games. If something gets canceled, then we'll make it up another time, but we just know we're fortunate to be in the position we're in. Tuukka.
Well, if he scored on him, you have big problems, my friend. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I've done it before. But I think Carey Price. I've always really respected Carey Price in Montreal. He's a very, very gifted goalie, and he makes things look easy. So it's not just his physical capabilities, but it's a mind game with him too, because he just makes things look so easy. He almost defeats you. Like, how are we going to score on this guy? So I've always thought he's been a great goalie. So, Tuukka, but I can't always talk about Tuukka. So other than him, I'd say Carey. Yeah, that's a tough one, because sometimes you have something preset. Goalies will pre-scout shooters, will pre-scout a goalie. So, maybe I have an idea of what a goalie's tendency is. But then because of that, you can kind of overthink it at times. For instance, I scored a goal on a goalie last year on a breakaway, and I had to go breakaway on him this year. And when I was going in, the only thing I was thinking was, I can't do the same move because he's going to cheat on it. And he did end up cheating on it. It still went in. I got really lucky. But a lot of times I think you have moves that you will work, and you just try them. There's other times, the really good guys on a breakaway will go in and see what's open, and maybe where there's a hole and make a play towards that. But I can't think that well on a breakaway. I've been very fortunate to meet him a numerous amount of times since I've been in Boston. He always comes around every now and again, and he's such an awesome guy. Such a pleasure to talk to, and I mean, he's earned it. What he had to go through, his process, his career, everything that's led up to it, he's earned that right, and I think it speaks volumes to where the NHL is going, where it's been. He kind of paved the road, kind of broke the barrier. So, I'm very happy for him. It's a huge honor, and he deserves it. I can't say enough good things about him. He's a great man. The last thing I said was just thanks for not hurting me when we played him. It was tough to see Z go. I mean, he's an icon in Boston. He's, when you thought about the Bruins the last 15 years, his name was right there with the name. So he changed the culture of the team and the organization, obviously with amongst other guys, but he was a big part of that and brought a cup back to Boston. And he's been there since I've been there, and he's such a great leader. Going to the rink every day, seeing how much work he put in, how hard he trained, how he always wanted to be better. It was more impressive, his game and his level of commitment off the ice than on the ice. At the end of the day, this is a business, and everybody has a life expectancy, and we all run out of time. So it's unfortunate. And we miss him. We definitely miss him. There's no question. But I was so happy for him that he's going to play another year, and he's an impactful player for that team. He's going to help them. Hopefully, he doesn't hurt us. But I was very happy for him. I told him that, and obviously we'll see him on the ice. And it was weird playing against him though for the first time. It was much different seeing him on the other team. But he's a great competitor, and it was fun to see him out there. It was right away. I think he was 6 or 7 when I kind of started playing competitive hockey, and he at that point was already playing up a level. He always played up with older kids. So every year you play with your age group, then a year older, and every time I was going to play against him, he'd move up a level. So he's playing against kids 3 and 4 years older. And I remember I was at a game. I think it was a championship game. They were up 6-1, and he had 5 goals and an assist. Like you knew that he was going to be special from way back then and all the way through. He was always the talk of the town. Anywhere he went, you always had to shut down Crosby. So he was always a phenom. I think I try to be realistic in my goals that I set. in the here and now. I'm not really going to look at what's going to happen, 20 years down the road. I have things that I want to accomplish now, and if they lead me to that point, then that's great. It's just like for when I played for the World Cup team or stuff like that for Team Canada, they're not things that I ever thought about achieving. It's just I think I plan to try to get better every day and always want to improve, and that sets you up to accomplish things that maybe you never thought were possible. So, I'm going to continue to try to be better every single day and every year, and hopefully one day that gets me into the Hall of Fame if that's the case. But, that's where the best of the best end up. And I've never looked at myself like that, but, I definitely want to be there. I want to be among that group, but it's the process that gets you there. So that's more what I'm focused on.